Mic check. Yo. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? Thank you for joining the Chop Shop post game reaction show. I am Space Ghost. Once again, your host. Frank will be joining us in a few. Let me know if my mic good. Let me know if y'all can hear me out there. How's everybody doing after that game right there? Another uh, bittersweet, like mixed emotion type game. It's not too much I can say. I guess that we got grit. We got spunk. We got the fighting spirit as a team. But you know, it is what it is. That is the Warriors. Andrew Wiggins, he really just man, he hit us with the daggers this go round and really not Steph. So let me know. Let me know if y'all can hear me out there, people. Let me know. So we can get it popping. We can get it started. Let's see who we got with us first and foremost. We got our boy Step Back Takes. What's happening? We got Zachary. What's happening? What's happening? Benny Mac, what's good? Aaron Lee, appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop for the post game. Yeah, bro. Okay, y'all can hear me. What's up, Harlan St. Clair? Appreciate you for joining us once again. The Rockets fall to the Golden State Warriors 120-101. We fought in there. We hung in there. Man, it was just ups and downs. I think we just keep digging ourselves in these holes, and they're not good. They're not good the way we be digging ourselves in these holes. Like, starting off, we always spot we've been lately, especially, we've been spotting the team like 15 points before we wake up and really start trying to compete. But yeah, man, you know, let me run down you some comments real quick. Let's get it popping. Zachary saying, what's happening? What's happening? He said, salute, Space Ghost in the chat. Who we got? We got D Highway 61 became a member. Appreciate you, D Highway 61, for joining the membership over here at the Rockets. We appreciate you, brother. Welcome to the community. Now you done unlocked the exclusive videos and member videos that you can watch, and you can get in there and you can use your custom emojis only from the Chop Shop provide. So you now have the custom badge with the red and yellow mustard, ketchup and yellow mustard colors. Old school Rockets. So yeah, thank you again for joining us, D Highway 61. I hope you live out your get your whole Rockets fix here with us, man. Like, appreciate you, D Highway 61. Appreciate you, man. That's real. That's real. Yeah, king stuff, bro. King stuff. Yeah, back to the game. It was up and down. We had highs and lows. On the back-to-back, we can't think that we're going to, dig ourselves out of every hole, man. It's just not logical. Put ourselves behind the 8-ball too much. I think we got Frank in here with us. Hold on. Let me see if I can get Frank on in here. Let me see. Let me move myself over a little bit. Make room for Frank to get in here. Resize me up. All right. Give me a minute. You know how we do it when we get Frank in. Where my boy at? What up, Frank? He left. You gonna come back, Frank? Come on back. Yeah, while we get him back in there, he gonna come back. Here we go. Here we go. We got Aaron Lee. I said we got Aaron Lee. Baba Shola, what's good, Baba Shola? Appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop. Swaggy D, appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop. Leandro Castro, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop. Let me see if I got my boy Frank. What up? What up, Frank? Can you hear me? Okay, okay. It's the same old, same old. Can y'all hear Frank in the chat? Let me know if y'all can hear Frank, so we can get it popping out.
Am I good with this?
I don't think they say they can't hear you. Let me see. Can you say something now, Frank?
Test.
Can
y'all can hear me?
Okay, they can hear you now, bro.
Yeah, they said yes.
Yeah. So get it popping off, man. You know, this the Warriors. It's a back-to-back game, Frank. You know, I wasn't really trying to expect a win, and they kind of came out looking like how I expected them to. You know, but these big leads we be giving up at the beginning of the games, it's starting to kind of be concerning. Like, that's not the trend you want to set, to where you have to dig your way out of double-digit leads, you know, after every first quarter. And
yeah.
but what you think about us digging ourselves in these holes like this?
It's they basically are learning and making adjustments in the games. So that means whatever preparation that the coaching staff goes over with them, it probably doesn't translate to them. So, you know, just inexperience, just not the super high IQ, like vets and things like that, that kind of know. Like, you talked about this space about trying to key in on players that are doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you got, there's always somebody on the other team that's going off. It's somebody, and they still, like you. I think you pointed out in the pregame space that in the pregame live that in the second half they try to adjust to Booker, but they still haven't learned to like execute the game plan. And I think Coach Silas made a mention of it or something like that in one of his post conferences of the Phoenix game, where he said it was one of the first times that they actually had a game plan and was able to execute in the second half when they started blitzing him and trapping him. So probably just more on the inexperience and not having a vet or veterans on the team to kind of help them with some of those things. So, you know, they just learning as they go.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. It's just that you know, being a young team, I just don't want them to fall into a bad habit, especially because we won the last game that we started, and we still be coming back and making it competitive. You know, I just don't want them to get into that bad habit of just like, oh, okay, we can turn it on and, you know, hustle our way out of this. Because truthfully, last game we probably shouldn't even won that game against the Suns, but they just was hustling and doing all the little stuff that kept us in there enough to when it was time to win, you know, we made the right plays to actually win. But I just don't want them to get into like a habit or thinking that they can do that yet. You know, once they get a veteran team, a veteran team know, oh, we can get to that other level, you know, when we need to, just like the Warriors did tonight.
Yep. And there was something that I saw that we had talked about with Sengun and KPJ not mixing as far as on the court. Now, they probably cool off the court, but when they play together on the court, their games don't match. And even Ryan Hollins had pointed this out, saying KPJ matches with Bruno and Jalen matches with Sengun. That's cool. But you can't be a point guard and not be able to play with certain players. That just sounds like you're like a off ball guy. If you can only match up with a certain player, that means you a specialty type of guy. Because those are the type of things we say about Tate. Oh, Tate can't play with tights, or Garrison. We can't leave Garrison and this guy out there. They just can't. There's not enough ball handling. We can't leave. You know what I mean? Bari and another non-shooter. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's what you say about role players or people that play specific roles on a team. Your
Right.
point guard should be able to play with every single player on that roster. And so the Bruno, trying to match Bruno with KPJ and then Jalen and Sengun, that's no buenos, bro. That's not good. Like, it just shows that they just need to stop playing around. And if they know that it's like that, then they need to go get somebody else. Because I've never seen a point guard that you had to, like, not say, well, I can't play him with this type of play. I need to just give him a lob. Like, that's not a point guard then. That's just he's a scorer. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was something that I'm seeing why it kind of makes sense if you go back to to the start of the season, why the Bruno thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because they felt like he would be more beneficial to the starting point guard, rather than does it help the team or not. If that even though Bruno was playing hella good basketball, I love Bruno. He was playing good today. But on the defensive end, when he was in, the defense was good. But I want everybody to peep. He was eating yesterday because the Suns played a drop cover, and Space talked about this before the game. Warriors don't play that. They're going to switch it. They're going to zone you up. They're going to help aggressively. So them pick and rolls wasn't hitting like that today. And that's why the defense suffered towards the end of the game when they got it close and they couldn't do anything.
Yeah. I think just because I kind of knew this, like we always say, the Warriors is just not a Sengun matchup. So I wasn't even surprised that Sengun didn't finish the game pretty much. He didn't even really close the game. We didn't see him much past the third quarter. But I will give Silas credit. We did look a little bit better with Bruno on the floor tonight in this instance. So I see exactly why he did run with Sengun. I mean, didn't run with Sengun, but I mean, do you want to see him fail doing it before you actually make that commitment? You know what I'm saying? To say, oh, he's not gonna be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Or or you feel comfortable with him saying, like, let's not even just put him in that situation and kind of like guard him and just like save him, shelf him?
A coach got to make those decisions based on the matchup. His problem has been it's all or nothing. If he's scared that somebody's going to be a defensive liability, he throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's what he usually does instead of just like yesterday in the Phoenix game. Like I said, I gave him props on my spaces when I said he took Sengun out for a defensive play. That's cool. That's smart. Like, you got to they did the same thing to Jokic when he was playing the Warriors. The MVP, but his coach sat him down when it was time to play defense in the last minute of the game. We saw the same thing happen to Giannis, who was playing when he played Kawhi in the Toronto Raptors in the late in the games for offensive purposes because they would foul him and he couldn't shoot. They sat him down. The point is that's for Silas to figure out, and that's why he get paid. Like, you got to be able to know your team and know what buttons to push and know what matchups favor them. But like right now, it's like all or nothing. Like, okay, either a guy plays a lot or he doesn't play at all. Yesterday he did good and kind of switching them in and out based on the matchup. Today, him not closing, I think he kind of slowed down the defense, but on offense, that's the issue, and that's the trade-off, and that's what he got to figure out. What's the balance of having a player that helps your offense a lot, but he hurts you on the defensive end, compared to a player that helps your defense, but your offense goes to a screeching halt? And the fact that Jalen wasn't playing good, you know what I mean, that also didn't bode well for the team. So I think if he had a good game, we'd be talking about a different thing.
I almost like all of those, everything you just said valid. It really, I think the just the crux of this game, it just came down to they made threes and we didn't. Like all those other things, yeah, is true. But if you look at them, they outscored us almost like 60 points on 3-pointers. Like they hit like 25, 26 threes and we hit 3 or 4 3-pointers. Like that, the game was won and lost right there. I don't know why we didn't do a better job of running them off the 3-point line. Like that's really not that hard to close out on a guy to run him off the 3-point line. Did you see anything what makes you think that they wasn't closing out on them like they should? Was it scheme or was it the play?
Bro, it's pressure, man. That's what it is. Like, the Warriors, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they closed them out, they would just went into something else and trick them or something. It's so hard. Like, you do good on one thing and they cutting back door on you. You try to be overly aggressive on one play. I think my thing is not even the overall threes. It's like, damn, bro, we just gonna let Wiggins go off like that? Like, y'all can't like make him at least run off to the 3-point line? If anybody, maybe you can let all those other dudes and do stuff how y'all doing, but it's just that like switch. We don't have any guys on the team that's like, I got him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, listen, you know what I mean? We don't have that. Jalen does that sometimes. I've seen Kevin Porter do it at times, but it's really on some one-on-one stuff. But when it's talk about schematics and like team defense, I don't think we ever have a chance against the Warriors yet, bro. That may be a couple years away when we can play defense that good that we're covering all the cuts and the screens and the off-ball actions and where everybody's communicating. They barely talk, so they, even though like you said with the 3-pointers, they played. It was still at some point it got down to like an 8-point game, a 7-point game.
Yeah.
So our style is attacking the basket, trying to get layups. To me, they're not using that superpower by kicking out to shooters. Still, the tunnel vision is a problem. KPJ's vision is a problem because he is always late on the reads, on the passes. Like, there's so many plays where I'm like, there it is.
It's right there.
Like,
yeah.
Right there. Just do it. Get a screen cut. Here it comes. Jabari's open. Jalen's open. Okay, he's coming off the screen. But he'll see it and just pause.
Yeah.
And, like, you could tell he's thinking, like, should I do this? And a lot of time when he does, like, pause for that second, he turns it over. Because the defense already reading his eyes. Oh, that's where you're trying to go. So it's growing pains with him, but you know what I mean? I do like the mental, like, bounce back from yesterday. I liked his energy today. He was focused. So I definitely am proud of not only him not blowing off a gasket in the game, but actually calming himself down, getting back into the game, us winning that game, then coming into this game and not letting it spill over to another day. So I think that's a big improvement for him.
Facts. Let me get to some of these comments in there. I'm not going all the way back up, so I'm gonna just jump where I see. We got some more people here I didn't shout out at first. BCS 25, what's happening? Josh Christopher fan page, he and it was good. Brandon Simpson, what's happening? Appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop. Swaggy D, Benny Mac. Brandon Simpson, I said Brandon Simpson. Oh, the Zodiac GM, I don't know who that is, but he always pop up here now. AK Infinity, what's happening? I see we got some Warrior fans in here, bro, trying to troll us a little bit. Timothy Santiago, what's good? I see he says go Warriors. You know, it is what it is. If you like to brag on beating a bunch of teenagers, then have at it. Y'all should be above that. Bro,
y'all boys do not care, bro.
No, they don't. They'll be the AAU team in post Steph Curry highlights. But we got another one in the Golden State Warriors 30s. They say mega love. Shout out to everyone. Thanks. So he cordial up in there. Yeah, appreciate you, Golden State Warriors 30. Here we go. King 00980 says, I think that we should rather do a rotation of only 2 players instead of 3 For example, Bruno starts and Garuba checks in later. This 3-man rotation and is not good for any of the 3 bigs. How you feel about that?
What did he say again? I'm sorry, my thing was going out.
Oh, that he don't like our big rotation. That we should only be rotating 2 instead of 3 bigs, like Bruno and Garuba.
Who's the third big?
Garuba and Bruno and Sengun.
Oh, okay. Garuba, yeah, because Garuba, I see him as he kind of played 4 and 5, depending on he's out there with. But nah, I mean, I like Garuba. I like him in the mix. I like Bruno. I like Sengun. I don't think the 3 rotations is the problem. I think the problem is the matchups that they're placed in and like when they should be put in. I hate that. Once again, I hate that my starting point guard has to have a certain type of big, bro. Like you the point guard. Like, yeah. Bro, just work with everybody. Your job is literally to get everybody off. So that's a weird dynamic to me. It's just like we playing 2 different games. So when Sengun on the court, it's a different offense than when he's off the court. You know what I mean? And so I don't know where's that's gonna go. Also, our point guards do not know how to run pick and rolls, man. Them boys if they snake one more screen, they don't need to.
Bro, they snake everyone. Everyone. Jalen and KPJ.
Bro.
I don't know. Is they being taught that? Is they being told to do that?
Be running into the bit. Like I seen one with Bruno, he damn near tripped.
Yeah.
He has to jump out the way for Cape. Like, bro, I don't know what they're doing with that.
And it just bunches up. It just clogs up the middle.
Messes up the spacing.
It messes up everything.
They don't know how to use it, bro. They need to go watch some Chris Paul film. That snake is there to take the leverage away from the drop big and get your shot off. You can't snake. Get in there, get in that midi. Then if you're gonna do that, just pull him for the shot.
Could that be so? Could that be one of the main reasons why we suck at pick and roll? Because they snake every pick and roll.
Because they don't
let it develop. They don't let the play develop. You know.
And what happens when it develops space? You talk about the help. The defense got to come help.
Mm-hmm.
That generates that corner 3.
That corner 3. We take the least. We take the least corner 3s in the whole league.
I'm not shocked.
After being one of the top ones for 6-7 years, we dominated corner 3s because that's what James Harden was special at. You know, running the pick and roll, him and Capella sucking in the defense, kicking it to the corner to PJ. That's a staple. That could be that's one read pretty much for the point guard. You know what I'm saying? That's not like a next level type back cut read screen. If this man do that, you know what I'm saying? It's one read. If the big suck up, you know what I'm saying? Lob it up, you know what I'm saying? Like it just don't. Yeah. It's not complicated. And it seems like we just don't have. Well, I won't say we like. KPJ just don't see it. Even in Jalen, I'm gonna have to start including Jalen in with this thing every time.
Yeah, put him in there. He in there. Him and KPJ, they blind.
Bro,
I wish we get a vet, bro. We need a vet.
We average between them two. We average nearly 10 turnovers a game, just between them two.
Out of your backcourt, yeah, that's bad.
That's bad, bro. That's bad. Some games we'll have 11, 12 turnovers just between them.
That's how it happened.
You know, and somebody got to clean this up. You know, somebody got to clean it up. Third Coastal Lines, what's good? He says, didn't like Sengun not getting back in the game. I enjoy watching Jacob turn things around and give us some momentum. A lot of people forgot that he's a solid wing defender when he's focused. He just don't need to run the point guard. I don't know why they was trying to make him, you know, be a point guard. One thing I didn't like was, did you see, I think it was him, Garrison Matthews, and Dacian Nix? They was all in there together, bro.
Yeah, that was wasn't that the lineup that kind of brought them back? I remember I made that tweet that any other night I would have been pissed off at this lineup, but I really didn't care because I was like, this game over.
Yeah, I think they just played maybe 2 minutes too long.
Yeah, definitely. Around that 6 minute mark.
Yeah.
They should have been out about 2 minutes before that because, that's when the Warriors starters were starting to come in.
Yeah, I think he just rolled with them. I get it because they did make they gave us, you know, energy. That gave us a little boost. They cut it down to what I want to say, 6 at one point in time. So I get why he hung with him. I just think he hung with him a little too long. That was like a streak of good luck to where you don't want to tempt it. Get the most out of it and get him out of there. Like he held his hand in there too long with them. Here we go. Brandon Simpson says want to see JC a lot earlier next game. You just might, but I doubt it. BCS 25, Bruno is not better than Sengun at anything besides jumping high, to be honest. He's not a better rebounder. He's not a better shooter. Not a better passer or even a better defender. Man, he giving it to Bruno, bro. But I would say he kind of right. But if you just taking him in a vacuum, but you got to look at him at a team construct. How do he fit well with the other players, especially our two guards that's ball dominant? I mean, he fits the mold. Like, he don't need the ball. Like, you don't have to run no type of plays for Bruno. He is a bigger body. He's going to rim protect somewhat. So it is kind of what we need in a big. If we was to jail Bruno and Sengun together, then we'll have a monster down there. Here we go. The real Marcus West. What's good? He says Porter and Bruno pairing should back up the Jalen Sengun pairing. That's a hot take there, brother. You might be on something.
I ain't gonna cap. If we had a better team, I wouldn't really. That batch would be a good idea if we had a better team. I just think right now, ain't nobody in that position better than Kevin Porter on this roster. So, but that's not a bad idea. Like if there was actually like real players on the roster that weren't in the starting five type guys. I mean, our point guard rotation is KPJ and Knicks. That's it. So
yeah,
we down with that.
I think definitely if we had a better point guard and KPJ just without getting his feeling hurt and anything like that, if he was just to but take that role on the 6-man, man, we'll have a legit squad coming off the bench. I really want KJ to come in the starting lineup, but so if we say we have KPJ, Tate at one point, Tari, Eason, and Tata end up coming off the bench, in the near future or something like that. I think that's a solid bench. Here we go. Let's see. Benny Mac says someone kicked Timothy out. Benny Mac be wanting to just boot people, bro. Swaggy D says KPJ prefers the lob to pass Sengun. You have to be precise with the bounce pass. Yeah, he need to be Sengun more of a pocket pass player center when he roll. He want it down kind of low in between in the spaces. He's not really a leaper. He ain't going to jump out the gym. So, yeah, you got to be precise. I think that's why they don't mesh well, because KPJ really not a precise type of passer. He just rather throw it up and let Bruno do the rest of the work. As long as he put it in the vicinity of a good lobber, they'll make your lob look good, So, even he still have troubles with lobs sometimes, right, Frank? He even have trouble with them.
They messed up a fast break. I don't know, on the Suns game. Remember that?
Yeah.
He threw that hole to
somebody in the fourth row.
Threw it to Hakeem Olajuwon or somebody. I don't know who was.
Facts. Brandon Simpson says KPJ and a couple bad passes to Garuba also. Yeah, he was, like I said, they just have too many turnovers. Matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and look at these game stats I got down over here. We're going to look at just the leaders of the leaderboard. KPJ actually led us in points. That's how bad our offense was, man. Our offense was bad tonight. Our defense wasn't too much better besides, as far as everything inside of the three-point line, we actually was pretty good. I think we might have almost 50 points in the paint again. It was just, we'll hit, we got ourselves in a hole to begin with. And then when we did start to come back, we'll hit a 2, but then they'll hit 2 threes. And then we'll hit 2 twos, and then they'll hit 2 more threes. And it just kept them at distance far enough to where we could never get back in the game. Like I said, Frank, I can't remember the last time they almost went a whole quarter and a half without getting a 2-point bucket. They was hitting none but threes, bro. Nothing but threes. Every bucket they hit was a 3-pointer. I can't remember the last time I seen a game with that type of anomaly in it.
A bunch of threes. I'm sure that's happened to us. That had to have happened to us at least.
Bro, where you get no 2-point buckets, no 2-point buckets. Everything you scored was off of 3-pointers.
Yeah, that was crazy. The Andrew Wiggins stretch was just.
It was ridiculous. He wasn't even looking to drive. He was looking for the 3-point line.
And they was finding him, but I'm glad he found his groove in Golden State, boy. Tell y'all what a organization can do to a prospect as far as when guys get drafted. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of times, you know, some of the stuff that we talk about as it relates to the team, not even wins and losses, but you know, it's still too early to tell for the Rockets as far as like overall where we're gonna go directionally, but organization not being on top of their games from top to bottom does impact the players. Where you'll get a number one pick like Wiggins, won't find himself a damn near 6 years in the league till he gets to a structure that really nurtures and helps him develop. So all that stuff matters. It matters. But yeah, he was balling out of control, man. I didn't know if that was him or KD or the spirit of Clay or somebody, boy. He just morphed into all three of them.
I mean, Clay said, "I'm gonna sit out," and gave him his powers for the night. Something though, but
for us and gave us his power, Eric Gordon, because his ass was playing terrible yesterday, and
yeah,
he sure did share that with us.
And he rubbed that off on us for sure. Yeah, but KPJ, he led us with 20 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. He did have a semi-good stretch in there where he hit some big buckets, you know, a couple of and ones, and he hit a 3-pointer. So, I mean, nobody really had a good game as far as shooting, you know, and actually being efficient. Nobody had a good game. Now, on the flip side, Andrew Wiggins had 36 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. He was like he just transformed, like we said, into old times. He wasn't even dribbling. He was just catching it in one dribble and jump back and to the 3-point line and splashing it on us. I was like, man, this can't be life right now. But
he was killing it.
It was crazy. And then looked at pure. It looked like, you know what I'm saying? It didn't even look like it was forced at all. Like it was pure money. Like a couple of them when he left, I was like, oh, that's good. Swap. That's good. Swap.
And he normally don't be hitting like that. I don't know what. I guess we don't, like you said, we don't play good. We don't pressure shooters like that. Because John Morant, same thing, bro. That man had a record. How many people have had record 3-point shooting nights with us, bro? I'm starting to wonder.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I'm starting to wonder, bro. Like, it's nuts. But
now this is what I wanted to ask you about the last game too, because did you see the scheme that we ran against the Suns? Like, it looked like we actually schemed for them, and we actually executed that scheme. Like after Devin Booker got hot and they seen that Devin Booker was gonna get hot, they started trapping them, doubling them, stunning them, you know, making them do things that he didn't want to do. So he had to keep kicking it out of Campaign. So Campaign really had to step up, and he did what he had to do. But they really just took DeAndre Ayton out the game. Every time he got a low post up, it was like 3 guys around him. You know, swiping at the ball, getting it out, made him look bad. So what I'm trying to get at is, why can't we see stuff like this every night? You know, like if
it's I would say for them, that is a good baby steps for them and in the right direction, because when you know Chris Paul is not playing, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. And for them to do that, even though they didn't do it well to start the game, they should have came out doing that. Like, Devin Booker is not a point guard, but make him pass the ball out and let him, if he's not a point guard, you damn sure know Mikal Bridges ain't no point guard. Make those guys beat you in. Yeah, like you said, the Aiden thing was kind of weird. I thought he was gonna be more dominant. You gotta remember he was coming off like a 30 and 20 game or
Yeah,
something
he
like
was.
that.
I think he was the West Conference Player of the Week or something like that.
Yeah, so I don't know what was up with him, but I guess to me their dynamic with Aiden and Booker, they don't really have a lot of synergy. Aiden is
Mm-hmm.
a CP3 guy.
Yeah.
That's a CP3 guy. CP3 got him paid. So with Booker, when Booker going off, it really don't mean they're gonna win the game, which is sad. But it doesn't really, you know what I mean? Chris Paul is what makes that team different because
Right.
he organizes them, gets them in place, especially in the clutch. He knows when to get Aiden going. He knows how to use his weapons. You could drop 70 and still lose, and you know what I mean. Devin Booker might have lost the
I
game. He
think
dropped.
he did it already.
I think low
I
key.
think he did that already.
Yeah, bro. That's that man. That point guard's so important, bro, for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. So we're gonna move it on. Let's look at the rebound. Tari Eason, he was 13 and 10 off the bench. He bought that spunk. He bought that fire. He was in there when we kind of closed the gap. So he's starting to look like he's starting to kind of round back into form. I think he just needs some more burn, some more minutes. Truthfully, because I think he's just not consistent because he's just not in the ball game consistent enough at times. But I'm not worried about Tari. His layup packages, I'm kind of getting. I'm gonna say I'm not worried about him, but them layup packages, they starting to look more and more like uncoordination. You know what I'm saying? They don't look coordinated at all half the time.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure why.
I don't get it. I don't get
Yeah,
it.
I don't get it either. I'm not sure what. I thought he was a hooper. I'm not even sure what's going on with him.
Yeah, but I guess to tell you, maybe the damn coaching staff is getting in his head. Yeah, that could be one thing though. Steph Curry, he was Steph Curry. You know, he actually had 10 assists because one person we did kind of play good defense on for the first half was Steph, and he actually had to be a facilitator for a little bit. And he actually did facilitate quite a bit. We ran him off the 3-point line. We just didn't run too many people, nobody else, especially Andrew Wiggins. And Lil Jordan Poole, he had his spell where he hit like, 3 in a row or something like that on us. But everybody started hitting 3-pointers. So Steph Curry was Steph Curry. It seemed like he had a silent 30 though, right, Frank?
Yeah, it didn't really. I didn't even think he played good. But yeah, that's him. He's just gonna just shoot his threes, and he didn't really have to do much in this game. The other guys was doing well, but yeah, Steph was yeah, he didn't have a great game, honestly.
Yeah, he really didn't. Let's get over here. Let's get over here to these comments. Let's see. Step back take says Clay gave Wiggins his extra ball magnets. It seemed like them boys do be having magnets in them balls, man. They be finding the bucket. Harlan St. Clair says Sengun was 6 for 9 and limit to roll. Yeah, Bruno no rebounds. That is kind of surprising. He didn't have no rebounds. Bruno didn't have no rebounds. But why didn't he have no rebounds? Now that I'm thinking about it, bro. Why didn't Bruno have any rebounds?
I have no clue, bro. That's surprising to me too. I didn't even notice that. I know he tipped a couple of passes out.
Yeah, to keep him
the
extra
Warriors,
alive.
they gonna if you watch, they got like 4 people in the paint. They gonna rebound. So if you gonna get a rebound off of them, but I'm not sure because we sure was missing a lot of shots. So
It seemed like he could at least got one of them shots.
you could at least stumbled into one. Goddamn, you could have.
He could have, yeah.
We could have got one. You put me out there,
I would have got one, I think. Just being in the right place in the right time.
I think Silas got a damn rebound.
When the ball went through. Oh man, that's kind of wild, bro. He didn't have no rebounds. I don't have no explanation for that one. This game is kind of like an anomaly, bro. Like this game was it was just a weird vibe to it. Like
the Suns game was just like that too.
Yeah, it was, but this one just seemed a little weird. I mean, it seemed a little weirder than most. Cause like the whole 3-pointer thing, like how a team just hit like 17 straight 3-pointers, but don't hit no twos. Like it don't make sense, bro. Like this is an anomaly, dog. Both teams was on back to backs, man. Just crazy things happen. Brandon Simpson, he says, yeah, JG and KPJ gonna have to step up that defense. They look real suspect. I think they try, bro. I do. I think they try. I just think KPJ he kind of gambled too much. If he stopped gambling so much and actually, because they got, I mean, they're bigger guards. They're on the bigger end of guards. So I think they got to realize that my body positioning and my length can do me a little bit better than my guessing and trying to use my athleticism. And then once I get out of place, that's like a domino effect. That means the next person got to rotate over. The next person, and you can't do that against the Warriors because they live on the extra pass. Like they gonna take that extra pass when it's needed. So I do agree to, but I'm kind of impressed with Green defense the whole year. Not that he's been lights out. It's just that he's been wanting to be guarding the next, the team's superstar. Like he done took the Ja Morants, he done took the Trae Youngs, he done took on all these guys and the Steph Currys, and he's at least trying. He's pulling the hardest defensive assignment every game besides Jokic that we didn't play. You hear me, Frank? You still there?
Oh, my bad. I was muted. I think, and if you guys might put a highlight video right before the game of Jalen guarding Devin Booker and some of the Trae Young matchups that he had. He really beat. I think Trae Young is the number one player that he's guarded guarded this season. In 17 minutes, Trae Young is shooting like 30-some% from the field and like 30-some% from three. So he really giving them fits. But yeah, the defense is to me, that's the prerequisite of him becoming a different type of star. A lot of the two guards nowadays, they ain't doing it like Kobe and Jordan and them, because back then you had to clamp. You couldn't just be a scorer. Remember? Chase?
Yeah, facts.
If you was just a scorer, they would have looked at you like you was a punk.
Yeah.
Like you wasn't a dog unless you played both sides of the court. That's when two guards used to make 5-6 straight All NBA defensive teams. So I would rather him, honestly. His shooting has been really streaky this season. It's up and down in games, and like 2 games he'll do good, 1 game bad, 3 games good, 2 games bad, like that. But if he can keep taking leaps defensively, I'm okay with that, because I know that the shot and all that stuff, that'll come. I've seen enough to know that whether it's not this year, when he get with in a system that he feels comfortable in, all that stuff is always going to be there. But that defense, that's what they say, defense travels.
Yeah,
you take that with you anywhere you go, bro. Whether you're on a bad team, good team, that stuff travels, especially when you're trying to win games. So that's definitely good for him to see. And he ain't even got a body yet to put behind it. In that highlight, I put the play where he, I think the last play of the game, well, not the last play, the last shot Trae Young took in the game where he was waving by to them after they almost fought.
Mm-hmm.
He was just bodying them. And I think that's why he's good against Trae, because Trae's smaller than him.
Mm-hmm.
So give him a couple years when he gets stronger, he's going to be doing a lot of dudes like that. Because his feet and his athleticism on defense, he's like an athlete on both sides of the ball. Like, he's quick-footed, he can jump, he could change direction like a drop of a dime. So, yeah, but I'm excited about that development of his game. I just can't wait for like 3 years from now, bro, when he about 205 and just out there just playing, bro.
Yeah, I can see it coming for sure. Brandon Simpson says, y'all seen that video with Silas doing the instruction layup video? Oh man, he talking about when he was hitting the brick. Yeah, man, I seen that.
That man got the vibe of he teach Spanish at a middle school.
For real, I was about to say, why did he remind me of like Mr. Rogers going over like a demonstration video? Like,
That boy said, "Oh my God, you have a string attached to your knee." I'm like,
Bro, he
bro,
looked it
what?
so stiff, like
Nah, that's.
like
I
he.
can tell he a cool dude though, but yeah, I don't know, bro. Man, I couldn't be honestly like even though like inspirational is a like a it's not a word a thing you can touch. Man, in sports, bro, like speeches and talking, like you gotta have that in your
Mm-hmm.
belly, bro, where you could talk and people are ready to die, bro. I had a coach when I played football, bro. This dude, we was losing at halftime. He came and he was pissed, cussing us out. He got so mad, bro. This dude tackled the trash can, bro. Them big trash cans. This
Yeah.
dude tackled it, cut his head, bro. We went out there like just killed the other team. So I'm not saying Coach Silas got to tackle it. I'm just saying like
Right. Right.
there's buttons you could push with men like to get them like, and I just don't see it, bro. That damn video, I was like, what is this?
You gotta have that battle. It's like a battle cry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
Braveheart.
yeah, like that. It's all or nothing right now. Like this is Sparta type. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have that leader, that fire in your gut. You know,
You
like
imagine you about to go to war and somebody come by and tell you, man, just pretend you got a string attached to your knee. Like, bro,
be like, man, if you don't get out of here, go somewhere.
come on, man. Nah.
Oh man.
I'm just playing with it, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That stuff does matter to me.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
matters, man.
Harlan
You gotta
St.
get it.
Clair, man, appreciate that super chat, $5 super chat, man. He's got the pair laughing, he's cracking it up on there, man. Appreciate you, Harlan St. Clair. You know, it's always good for you, to give some. So appreciate you always from the Chop Shop. I know Frank and we really appreciate all the love and support that we get from everybody over here.
Yes,
So
sir.
appreciate that, man. So you didn't want to comment, you didn't want to thing, you just laughing it up. Okay, just if you ever come across one, I'm gonna make sure I get your next one that you put up. Here we go. 8K Infinity. No. The real Marcus West, what's good? He said Shangoon's baby hook and Jabari J will shut down fourth quarters consistently for us in 3 or 4 years. I mean, I do agree that Shangoon, he's hard to guard. He's a hard guard. He's a hard cover for many big men. Like he used their anticipation and their willingness to be a shot blocker against him, and he know how to make them with the head fakes and the up and unders and all that. When he really polished that down, I could see us going to something like that, like in the bottom of late in the fourth quarter where we just need that bucket. But I don't know how consistently we can do that. I don't think he'll be Jokic to where he's going to be able to do that every time, because his height is kind of a drawback.
Yeah. I think Shangoon needs to add a mid-range shot in a couple of years to his game, even before the three-pointer, because them little passes Jalen give him, he could just stop right there and just shoot it. Because the defense already backed up. Then on the defensive side, he just got to keep working. Now, ideally with Bruno, the reason you would like Bruno or a Bruno type on the court is because he makes up for how bad our perimeter is. Because KBJ, Jalen, all of them, as much improvement as they made as a team, the perimeter defense is trash. And ideally, you want somebody back there because you got these young guards that aren't great, that's able to clean up their mistakes. But that doesn't mean, and that's because Bruno is a good shot blocker, but that doesn't mean that individual necessarily is a great defender. Speaking of Bruno, it's just that his skill set allows those mistakes to be cleaned up because he can jump high and he can defend the rim. When you got a player like Shangoon, that margin for error is a lot smaller as far as getting beat on the perimeter. So a bad team with a bad perimeter defense, with a bad interior defender, is a recipe for disaster. In a couple years, what you hope is that the perimeter defense. If Sengun is ever gonna play like high minutes on a team, the team has to be like good. Like if we build a good team with good perimeter defenders, where his skills can be unlocked on the offensive end, then you have something, bro. You have something that's damn near unstoppable. But it's gonna be predicated on who's out there with him. Jabari is a good pickup so far. I like that Jalen's playing defense. I don't know what KPJ is going to be a couple years from now. Neither do the Rockets. That's why they gave him that funny contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Who's going to be that 3? I don't think it's going to be KJ or Tate. I'm sure they're going to draft somebody. Maybe it's Tari. We don't know. But they got players now. So that's the good thing. But we'll see.
I think KJ will be here more for like a 4. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
When it's all said, I don't know if he's an actual 3, even though he do play good 3 minutes. You know, positional minutes at the 3. He plays good minutes when he is at the 3. I just don't know if is he a championship level 3. You know, I don't know if he's a playoff level 3 yet. So I don't know if he'll ever get there. I think he's a good 3 in spurts. To where, you know, you want to go a little small or something like that, and he can get in there. So I was gonna ask you about Tari. Since you already had hinted at it, is he gonna be the 3 when we trying to win? Because I know we want the Jabari and the Jatari fusion together, but is he gonna be that guy to where his offensive game have grew enough to where he's not just a straight defensive guy like Tate?
I don't know. I gotta see more from him, man. I ain't gonna lie. He be up and down, bro. And you know what I mean? I don't know. I think he needs structure too. One of those guys that he might need somebody like a structured. Because in our team, it's like everybody got to go get theirs. Like, go get it. Like, that's what they encourage them to do. It's like, figure it out. You know what I mean? When you have the ball, you have the freedom to do. There's some guys that can thrive in that, and some guys, they go overboard, and some guys can't do nothing with it. Honestly, I think his needs to be scaled down a little bit before he can get to where we think he can. Because I feel like his game is weird to say, but he's almost as raw as Jabari is as far as his basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it's a different. He got the hooping, like he can hoop. You know he's a hooper. You know Tari's a dude that be in the gym doing the stuff he be doing, but the fundamentals is just kind of weird sometimes. So it's like you got to build that up in him so he can know. Like there's so much he could do, bro. Like the mid range. Has he ever taken a mid range shot?
I haven't seen him. If he did, it wasn't a whole lot. I mean, it's not been frequently at all.
So, like, just threes and drives. I mean, I get that, but to me, that kid, he got star potential if they can hone it in. You know what I mean? It might take a couple years, but he needs to get that. Learn how to pass, get in your midi bag, learn, you know what I mean? Because I see the Kawhi. He got them big hands and stuff like that. He be playing good defense most of the time if he ain't, like, doing something crazy, but I think he's going to take time, bro. He's probably going to be a project, too, which is weird to say about him because we were all so high on him. But I think he about a 2-3 year project.
Yeah. So you think even, let's say he don't just become that Kawhi type guy that we envision, but as long as he's efficiently doing, because, you know, threes and layups, that's more of a efficiency where you want to be efficient at.
You're right.
As long as he can do that efficiently, I mean, he probably can be that guy that's there as long as he's not a negative, you know, offensively,
right.
like a Russell Westbrook, you know, when he have his bad games. Well, he just
I think he got the physically, like he's built to be, like he's a perfect stature for that position. Like the measurables are there. The game is not that far off. It's just like you point out, it's the decision making and the content. Like Like, no, bro, it's 3 minutes left in the game. I don't need you to go on 1-on-4 on a fast break
Mm-hmm.
and just jack it up and just throw the ball up to the top of the bat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like almost he can't help himself in those situations, and I've seen that in Russ.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, what are you doing? And you know they don't want to do it, but it's like they just can't help it. So if he can scale that back, then yeah, he at baseline, if just by experience in like 2 years, the dude's gonna be damn good. Like he's a prospect, and you would hope that it would be him out there with Jabari, because I love, like I said, them together playing with Jalen, maybe Kevin Porter, maybe somebody else, maybe Sengun, maybe somebody else, and they out there. You got these big athletic guys that are out there. You rolling out. You could play anybody. So we just a couple pieces, man. We a couple pieces. If it ain't, and it's not even Wemby. It's not even school. You can go get you some kids that's really good at what, like, just playing their position. Get a couple veterans, and you ready to start doing something.
Right. I think if we can get something to we could just clean up the turnovers. Like if we can just make half the turnovers that we do now. We making 19 turnovers a game. If we can cut that down to 10. You know, I ain't saying a single digit, just 10 or 11. You know, just that in itself will help. And that I think that's a point guard type of situation. Cuz we see that Jalen and KPJ, they turn it over. That's what they do. So yeah, man, I think we are at least even if we don't get that center, that rim running center, I think Bruno is good in spurts, and Sengun is good at what he does. You know, when he gets it in the low post, to where I don't think he will really be. It will be that bad, like mix and matching the centers. The problem is the turnovers and the decision making. That's the main problem to me.
Space. Let me read this tweet
Go ahead.
from Daniel Lerner. I think she covers for Fagan or one of them. Um, Let me give her props. She's at the Athletic and Houston Chronicle.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Lerner at Daniel_Lerner. She has this tweet that says that coach, and it's a quote from. Well, she's talking about Coach Silas. Says Rockets coach Stephen Silas said he had Bruno Fernando finish the game with the starters because Usman Garuba, who was part of the bench unit that rallied, was tired. And Silas likes the lob threat after Fernando poses alongside KPJ. Didn't mention anything about Alperen.
I was about to say, so what do you mean? He didn't have no intention of going back to LP.
Let me break that down. It was either going to be Garuba or LP, so we already know that. But he didn't go to LP because he prefers KPJ have a lob threat.
I mean, he
we already knew.
I'm about to say that's not surprising because we've been sniffed that out, you know, way back when. The thing is, he said, I mean, is the lob threat that significant? It is if we running it right, but we're not even running it right.
Listen, if your preference, if you're building your team around a certain player, and his weaknesses are that he can't function or he's very weak when he doesn't have a lob threat, then yeah. So basically, what this tells me is that the Rockets are building, or essentially their team is geared around Kevin Porter Jr., not Jalen, not Sengun, not nobody else. So KPJ is like
the man.
Luka. I told y'all. I think we said this before.
Yeah, we said this, bro.
KPJ is Luka, and Jalen is Tim Hardaway Jr. That's how they got this going. That's why Silas said he wants Jalen with a ball. KPJ is Luka, and Jalen is Tim Hardaway Jr. If you want to use your Dallas comps. So, y'all do with that what you may. But another thing with Silas that I always notice, he's very offensively focused. If he makes an adjustment, it's going to be off based on offense like 80% of the time rather than a defensive adjustment. Like, you'll be like, bro, why is Garrison Matthews in the game? He's getting killed. when they interview him, it'd be, we needed the spacing. Regardless that Garrison Matthews is giving up literally like either a foul or like a shot every single play. And they're hunting him. In his mind, the spacing or theoretical spacing, even though we probably won't get off a three-pointer, justifies that. So for me, like after I made that last video, looked at how many coaches get fired like in rebuilds, I know he's not going to be here, so I'm not even going to stress about it. But even if he was here, I don't like him as a coach, not because of him or anything else. I just don't like his offense. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that style of offense. I want us to have an offense that maximizes all our players, not just our guards. So that's where I'm at. Like, even if they could go 82-0, I don't like that offense, bro.
Yeah.
Not
So
for the long term.
like when you and since you're speaking of the long term, so in the long term, if it was up to Silas, he wouldn't want to keep Sengun. He'll be trade bait soon. If it was up to Silas, I think, because he totally contradicts what he want in a big man. And if he get his way, he'll go and look out for more of a like DeAndre Ayton, yeah, that type of guy. Like he don't want a high level, he want a certain type of player at that center position. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted a C Wood type of person. He wanted that C Wood type of guy at the center position, and that's totally different from Sengun. So I have no doubt in my mind that if it was up to Silas, Sengun will probably be somewhere else, you know, real sooner than later if it was up to him. But good thing he don't have the power because he's not going to be here too long, I think, anyway. Unless, man, I don't know. I'm going to stop saying that. I'm going to stop saying that.
Stone needs to wake his ass up. I don't know what he's doing. All these personnel things, you can't just be sitting back.
Yeah.
Unless he on board. That's the only thing I can conclude from that.
I was just about to say that. Unless they, you know, we just tread the waters. We just tread the waters, filling it out till we see that one prospect. Because, truthfully, I think Silas, he loved KPJ, but I don't even think he's married to KPJ like that. I think he just need that guard. If he was, like, let's say we did draft Scoot. And if Scoot come in and he's what he envisioned in being that role of go, I think he have no problem with putting Scoot there and moving KPJ to somewhere else. Because one thing about a coach just wants somebody to run his system right in the way that he wanted run. You know what I'm saying? It's too many times that after the games he's saying, "Oh, I tried to tell him. I'm telling him to do this." Like KPJ just be ignoring what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Silas is that married to KPJ if a prospect or a guy will come in and make his system look better.
Crazy, man.
But
yeah, that quote, that little thing was nuts to me to read. I'm not gonna lie, guys. That is crazy to read, bruh. But it makes sense. We get confirmation for all the stuff we've thought over time, just day by day.
So it's like, you know, we don't just be stabbing in the dark, bro. Like we be right up there, right around base, man. Like we can read through all the journalistic talk and how they setting up. If you see the product on the court and how it's being managed, that's the only logical, you know, way to come out of it if you're looking with a open eye. You know what I'm saying? Like it's KPJ team. This is KPJ team, bro, whether we like it or not. It's KPJ team.
Hey.
Yeah. Where I was at. Let me get back to these. Brandon said his Crowder for going for Gordon still on the table throwing the second week good. I don't think so, man. Like I don't even want to hear Eric Gordon and trade in the same sentence. Like until it happened, I don't even want to hear it no more. I'm so OD'd. I'm OD'd on that one, bro. I'm OD'd. Step back take says KJ can't be a three. He went from just being a dunker to attacking closeout. His handle got good enough to drive. He had a slight floater. His next step is handle times 2 and stop and pop. Man, he gonna add a whole lot to his bag. Yeah, but I see it. He steady is getting. I can't deny and say he's not. I don't know if he's gonna get all of that, but he might get some of that. He might get some of that because every time he come in, he's always looked better from the previous season. So yeah, step back take says also KJ in my opinion can become Chris Middleton or like a Andre Iguodala. Ooh, I don't know about Chris Middleton. Maybe Iguodala. I can kind of see Iguodala. Because Iguodala was athletic as hell back in the day, bro.
Right.
Iggy was an athletic, a freak.
Iggy was a bucket too.
Yeah.
You forget him, Philly.
The 76ers game, bro. Man, Iggy was cold, bro.
Yeah, about what 2 seasons where he was that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was straight. Iggy was straight. Right after Iverson left.
Yep.
Right after, I think he was there with Iverson for a year or so too. But I know right after Iverson left, Iggy he carried the 76ers. BCS 25 says our best perimeter player defender is Jabari. I agree. I agree with that. Swaggy D says I think Tari got more upside than KJ. Oh,
Facts.
he might. I don't know, man. I'm kind of.
You gotta think about what upside means. Okay, it don't mean it's real. Like he's gonna be better, but if Tari like is able, because he's already more fluent, like as a basketball player, he can dribble better. They shoot about the same? KJ's more athletic, but Tari is more instinctual. He's like a disruptor. You know what I mean? Like if Tari was really maximized, like we were talking about, he'd be hitting mid-range shots, taking dudes off the dribble, facilitating. To me, that's.
Tari already 21 though. Like
that's facts. I be forgetting that too.
KJ 20, I believe.
Nah, he's 21.
He turned 21.
Hold on, I'll look.
I know he was.
Tari 21?
Yeah, Tari 21 already.
Grown ass man. What he doing? Let me see. Yeah, he's 21.
Tari.
Okay. Yeah, Tari's 21. KJ Martin is 21. They the same age. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And they was gonna trade this man.
Yeah. I don't know what they think about.
Came out of high school because
IMG is just like a prep academy. It's not even a school. It's not even a school. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure. I don't know what they thinking about thinking about trading KJ, bro. Like. I want to see what this man can become. Brandon Simpson says, when do we fire a GM doing our rebuild, Frank?
When do we fire a GM?
Stone, yeah. When do we fire Stone?
Let me look at my calculations, bro. The average GM in a rebuild lasts 2.4 seasons, so about 2.5 years.
So after this year, he on the clock, basically.
I mean, he already on the clock. The longest was the dude in Cleveland. I forgot his name before Kobe Altman.
Griffin.
Yeah, I think Griffin had 4 years in Cleveland, and the Suns, they had their GM. Let me see who it is. But whoever he is, the Suns had a GM that was there for 4 years as well, but they both got fired after 4 years. So GMs do not last, bro. In the NBA, it's a quick turnover league. Coaches get fired about every 2.2 seasons. So Silas, he right about that marker, but I don't think they're gonna fire him this year because Stone seemed like they in cahoots together. So yeah, we gonna see. It's gonna be up to Tillman to hopefully if this keep going on for the next couple of seasons, he gets sick of it.
Yeah, it's up to Tillman. When it all boils down to him, it's definitely up to Tillman. BCS 25 said the sad thing is we as a franchise have KPJ over Sengun. Yeah, man, I don't know what we're doing exactly with that, but I do. It's Silas. We know why. We just kind of ran that down. It's Silas. KPJ is the dude around here. He's that dude. Step back take says I could have told y'all that KPJ Luka go look like let my Bleacher Report. I have said that since he would. Step back takes you write for Bleacher Report, bro? I didn't know that. Did you know that, Frank?
Heck nah. Step, you holding out, bro?
Yeah, bro. What's up, Step back?
Come on, man. Come on, dog. Put us down, man. Come on.
Give us some inside scoops, homie.
We gotta bring you up, dog. If you work for Bleacher Report.
Yeah, I mean, we can get a partnership popping off or something. For real. Step back there says C Wood was Porzingis. Yeah, facts. Step back, facts.
That's a good comp, and they both didn't do good in that system. Even though Sengun had a good season, I mean, even when Porzingis was playing with Luka, like he had some good games, but he just never looked like himself because he's a star in his own right. Y'all gotta remember, this dude was like the unicorn.
In New York, he was live, bro.
So you know what happens when you play in solid system? If you don't have the ball in your hands, you're just a role player, bro. And everybody that's not the main guy, you're just there to help them out. So, and I think Porzingis literally complained about that, but they got him out of there. So he back doing what he's supposed to be doing now in Washington.
Yeah, but yeah, I could definitely see Wood being that Porzingis role. Sugami, what's good? He says, hey, good afternoon from here. So I take my lunch on the break from work. 19-point lead, lose against the Warriors. Sugami, I'm thinking that's what's that? Japanese?
I think it's Sigamigs.
I don't know.
Too American? I don't know.
Sugami? Nah, it's Yu Sugami.
Which one you want?
It's right under.
I see. You say it. Yu Sugami. Yeah, it probably is.
I think. Yeah. Well, appreciate you from.
Yeah, shout out.
I'm guessing you from Japan. I'm sorry if you're not, bro. I'm thinking that's a Japanese name, bro. I could be wrong, bro. But
y'all gotta understand, bro. We be trying with these names.
Yeah, man. They be on my neck too.
Space, y'all be killing space.
Man, like
let me tell you, bro. Somebody told me we're saying Sengun. They said it's
Sengun. Yeah, I seen that, bro.
Like,
I seen that.
Let me live, dog. Like I'm not Turkish. Like what you expect? if for our Turkish listeners, if there are words in English that you struggle with, we're not gonna say. I'm gonna try to say Sengun. I don't even know how to. It looked like it says Sengun.
Sengun.
But I've heard the dudes on the FIBA thing. It didn't sound like that. So somebody got to correct this. I don't know. Maybe y'all could send us.
So is it the E? Because is it the E S E make a sound?
Is it scene or sheen?
Because I'm thinking it's Shingun, like Shingun.
That's what I thought, but I don't want to sound stupid.
Me either. Like.
So you're on there trying to sound all smart.
And then I'm messing it up worse than what it's supposed to be, right?
So if y'all in the chat, y'all can try to pronunciate with the letters in the chat. Somebody help us out.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I be reading some of their names, but some of their names got like hooks on them and little tails. Like I know you got to say those words in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? With all the little hooks and the tildes and the curves and the dots and all that. I know I gotta say that a certain way. I know I'll be chopping them up. I know I'll be wrong.
I don't know what them symbols. I know they emphasize sounds.
Sounds, yeah, like a certain. I don't know what they are though.
We're sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's not. I swear, we're just ignorant to the fact. I'm ignorant to Turkey. Like that's not a common language. You know what I'm saying? That we, especially over here in America, even come close to. But yeah, man, we trying though, bro. Just give us a little leeway, man. They always tell me, yeah, you appreciate it, but you're chopping our language up. I'm sorry, bro. I swear, I'm sorry, bro. For real, it's nothing personal. Swagger D says that's what I've been saying. Marcus and Jalen and Jabari should be priority. Alex Vargas, what's good? He says, how does this coach have a job right now? How do you not get fired after being the worst team 2 years in a row? This is embarrassing. He's going to ruin our young stars. Man, he ain't holding back. Tell us how you really feel, Alex Vargas. Yeah, but I'm not going to even argue with that man. You know, how I think Silas have fairly made his bed to where if you like him, you like him. If you don't, you don't. And I'm not gonna be the one to try to change your mind because I just look stupid. You know what I'm saying? For real. But yeah, Alex, I feel you. Brandon Simmons says, man, I hope this ain't how Silas feels. Truth be told, this is what it is. But to be honest, Stone like that philosophy also. He got to go with Silas. I don't know what is Stone's philosophy.
Man, we don't know, man.
I
That
don't know
man's
what Stone's like. I knew Daryl Moore's philosophy. I knew what Morey was trying to do. I don't know what Stone is trying to do. I just know he's getting a lot of hoopers. I know he's collecting talent, assets, you know, but I don't know exactly what type of style of basketball he like. You know, do you know? You have any clue?
no. I have no clue. The parts don't fit. That man ain't put together a good roster yet. But it's still under the guise of we're supposed to be bad. So when we next year, I'm gonna see he gonna get to show us.
Yeah, I like I said, there's certain GMs you know how they want to play, you know, because they roster construction fits the style that they want to emulate. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what Stone is really. Maybe we caught him at a bad time, Frank. Maybe it is the rebuild, and he's only worried about getting high upside players. You know what I'm saying, and good quality players to where he's not really thinking about a system, or do he even have a system? Like he's a lawyer. Like you say so many times, Frank. He was a lawyer. You know, he's a lawyer at heart. So I don't know. Do he have a system? That would be somebody like if somebody could do some homework and find out. Let me know because I don't know. I really don't know. I couldn't tell y'all.
Yeah, he's an office dude
Yeah.
under Morey that came into this role. So he worked on a lot of their contracts. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, nice. He worked on a lot of their contracts on the behind the scenes. So that's like his thing.
He's a
Is more
numbers
of
guy.
the
He's a cruncher,
yeah,
number
like
cruncher.
that part of GM and like more of the financial
The
contract type.
googly got the
Yeah,
legal Google jar, you
exactly.
know. Yeah.
But as far as like, I don't know what his like his experience or what his philosophy is when it comes to basketball. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't know. Obviously, he knows basketball, but his role in the organization was not that. They had other guys, and I think there's still some guys that were here under Morey with the that are still on the team in the front office that are helping with that aspect, and they've added people to help with that, former players, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not sure what the overarching philosophy is. We, like you said, you knew Morey had one. He had a system in mind. Obviously, he was the big analytics guy. Goes to the Sloan Conference, does all the speeches about analytics and his ideas that were kind of out there that have become the norm in the NBA. But you know, Morey was a pioneer. Like you know, on my Spaces co-host Mike, big fan of his, always talks about Morey and some of the things he's done, and he's changed basketball in a little way. So Stone is not that guy. So we don't know what kind of guy he is yet.
Mike love him some Daryl Morey.
Mike loves
I
Morey.
troll him every once in a while just to see him get upset. I tell him that he was overrated.
Yeah. Mike, like, look, no.
No, what do you mean? He's the GOAT. That boy be calling Morey the GOAT, bro.
They gonna fire his ass over in Philly.
Hey, pretty soon for bringing
Yeah,
old ass James Harden and all them old ass Rocket players over there,
but
and keeping Doc Rivers on top of that too.
they about to add to my statistics. But all of that to say, I don't know nothing about Stone's basketball takes. The players he drafts and signs make no sense. Like next to each other, individually they make sense, but like as a unit they don't make sense. Still weird about the John Wall thing, which was just weird because now you think about the John Wall thing in context of what Silas just said. They really sat John Wall because they wanted KBJ to get experience. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. every time I think about it, it's crazy because once again, we know the point guard impacts not only just the guy you're trying to develop, but you're basically taking away development for your entire roster for the sake of one person. So that happened, and you think about some of the moves with the players, the double bigs, and I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea that we have two guys that were both rookies. I'm talking about Stone and Silas when they got their job. Because Stone is a rookie GM. He was a rookie GM when Harden thing was happening, and Silas was a rookie head coach. So they figuring it out, man.
Yeah, together. They might get fired together too. Leave it up to Tillman. Don't get it twisted, man. Tillman, he cutthroat, bro. Like if when that man have enough, he gonna get rid of everybody. Believe that. Here we go. Step back, Tay says for real G. I have been said that I think Stone guys was Green, Sengun, Bari, and Tata, and probably Tari and Garuba. Yeah, I could see him picking those guys. I think Sengun was really Sengun was a Stone type guy, but the front office, if you remember Frank, right? The front office was like those guys you was talking about that was under Morey, the real heavy analytical guys. They the ones that really was pushing for Sengun.
Yep.
So it was kind of a mixed battle from day one drafting Sengun. So maybe this where a little bit of that stems from with Silas. Maybe Silas never even wanted Sengun.
I'm sure. Remember, Silas didn't get to pick his
coaching.
So
yeah,
they probably didn't let him get that class of players. I'm not sure who he had. I think they already drafted before he even got the job. Honestly, well, Sengun was that year after that, so maybe I'm thinking of KJ and them. But the Sengun draft, I remember somebody asked about whether, and basically he said he had talked to Stone about it, but ultimately that's Stone's job. So I don't think he had any like say so in who they wanted to draft.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he really was a Sengun fan to even begin with. So that's something we can kind of look at for real. AK Infinity says, what would y'all think of Luke Walton as the next coach? No. I like kind of his system that he'll put in place. He'll bring that Warrior system. If y'all remember, that's where he came from.
He a Popovich grandson as a coach.
Yeah, so he'll bring that type of style. I just don't like him as a person. Like I don't think he just got that oomph to push a team.
This might be like JB Bickerstaff. He took a couple of lumps before he got his coaching. It's a natural progression for coaches. So Luke Walton's next team might be it for him, like to get over the hump.
Bro,
I think that's so.
Would you be mad if I said I actually wanted to keep JB Bickerstaff after he did that little interim? Yeah, after he did that little interim.
When they went 500, nah, I mean,
I wasn't gonna be mad if we kept
compared
him.
to Mike D'Antoni and eventually.
No, I'm saying I know I'm not messed up about eventually getting rid of him and getting Mike D'Antoni and how that all worked out. I just thought that he was starting to grasp the team. Like the team started responding to him. You know what I'm saying? Like he started pressing the right buttons for us, and I thought he can probably with better talent, be a good coach. And we see over there at the Cavaliers, he's a pretty good coach.
Yep. But it took time though. It just takes time, bro. Like maybe the first go around ain't it. Hell, Steve Kerr had a couple, stints. Well, I think he was a GM. He was a GM in Phoenix. He got fired.
Yeah, he was a GM in Phoenix.
Was the Warriors Steve Kerr's first coaching job as a head coach?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Are we undervaluing Steve Kerr, bro? You think people like just say, well, you got Steph Clay and blah, blah, blah?
No. Because even with Steph, Dre, and Claire and blah, 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 that don't make you champions. I mean, we seen Mark Jackson with them. Now, I'm not saying that they wouldn't become who they were with Mark Jackson, but what Steve Kerr brought to the Warriors is like almost, cake and ice cream. It went together well. Like his style of play and how he wanted to play actually fit those guys to a T, to where I think it was just more. Um, I wouldn't say luck. I mean, yeah, I think he got to be lucky. He ended up in the right place at the right time. So let's say if he have to go through a rebuild like Silas did at that time, I don't know if he would have just been the Steve Kerr we knew today.
True.
Like if he would have got them Warrior boys when they first came out, like Mark Jackson, I'm not so sure we'll look at Steve Kerr in the same like you know what I'm saying?
So that does bring me to a point from that video I made about the rebuilds. Why is it that there's a lot of the black coaches that get those rebuild jobs? Is it just because it's the only one that is pretty open to anybody to get? Because I feel like the NBA uses that as a secret way to say they meet their quota of black coaches, but a lot of these dudes have terrible jobs.
Yeah.
It's very rarely that you will see a African American coach get a premier team, and when they do, they overperform. Ime Udoka took the Celtics that Brad Stevens was coach Silasing in a way. To me, they're very similar guys, Brad and Coach Silas.
Mm-hmm.
He took them to the finals. You see, Monty took over the Suns, who just won 19 games the season before he got there. They won 30-some games the year they went to the bubble, then went to the finals the next year, and haven't looked back since. You've seen your boy in New Orleans. The team didn't have nobody when he got there, and they were still competing. They gave him C.J. McCollum, overperformed, went to the playoffs. So, but looking at that video, I didn't even notice that all the coaches that were getting these jobs were young African American
coaches. Yeah.
So it's like that's your way to get into the coach. I guess they just want to get in.
Is that your initiation?
I guess that's the way to get in. But then you see stuff like Steve Nash happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see stuff like Steve Nash happen, which is like, damn, bro, y'all couldn't give. Imagine if Ime got that team, they might have won a championship.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean, and that's another dynamic with this. I wonder if Silas thinks about stuff like that.
I think. Okay, since you brought that up, we're gonna walk down that path real quick. I think having that coach in that position usually be an unproven GM that's attached to them as well. If you're a proven GM, usually you go after proven coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see, Pat Riley just hiring new coaches. You know what I'm saying? It happened with Spoelstra that one time, and look at Spoelstra. He was already in that organization like 10, 15 years before. So it wasn't like he just picked that man off the streets, from a resume. He seen this man for 15 years. He knew what type of guy that guy was gonna be. My point is, for a GM, for a new coach like that to work, you gotta have a good GM to know how to navigate and get you the right players. And because look at the New Orleans Pelicans. Willie Green, he got a nice roster around him. That's because David Griffin made the right choices at the right time to get off of, AD for nothing less than a grand scheme of picks and players, and so he set Willie Green up good, and the pieces fit, and it didn't help that he had Zion. He got Zion too. So maybe we do, like you was hinting at, maybe we do need to start looking at Stone more to try to help, facilitate this rebuild, and not saying it's all on Silas, because Silas is doing the cooking, but like I said, Stone is buying the groceries.
That's a great analogy, bro. And I heard you say it, but it didn't hit till I actually went and bought groceries. And my wife was trying to make some broth, and I brought the wrong broth, and she said, "How I'm gonna cook with this?"
Right. But you like that's what I thought you needed. You said no, I meant beef broth,
The
not
wrong
chicken
thing, bro.
broth. You know, I mean vegetable
My,
broth.
my dumb stuff. Listen, I went and bought ramen broth. She was trying to make pho, whatever, however you say that.
Yeah.
And she was like, "How I'm gonna cook with it?" And I just thought about that quote you made. Like, if you bring the wrong ingredients for a dish, it ain't gonna taste right, bro.
Right.
It ain't gonna. The chef can't cook if you ain't. And once again, I've told y'all I've elevated my slander to. I haven't slandered Stone yet because his test don't start till next year. Like next year, that roster they put together starting on day one, that's gonna tell me all I need to know about where his basketball philosophy is. But it's all of this is transient. In a few years, maybe 2 years, maybe a year, this whole team, top to bottom, may look totally different.
Totally different.
So we just in it right now, so we can't see over the hill. But when we step back and look at it from a big picture view in a couple of years, it'll be like, yeah, that was kind of like, it'll almost be like the JB Bickerstaff season. Like stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, remember that? Or Kevin McHale. Like, yeah. So we'll get through this, guys. It's just, just little things that we'll talk about and complain about. But in the grand scheme, in NBA history, these, like, probably Stone or Silas will not be here long term.
Facts. Brandon Simpson says he on the clock now. Man. Stone on the clock right now. Yeah, man, boys is tired of losing. Harlan St. Clair says Christmas time is gonna be cold. Okay. We got a weatherman, Harlan. Sigma Sid says leak some deets. Okay then, Sigma. I hear you. I don't know what that means exactly.
Details? What are you talking about?
I don't know. He said leak some deets.
Leak some details. Maybe he talking to whoever worked at the Athletic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Step back says he just posts a lot of stuff on there. He not a writer or nothing. He says
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I post on there and Twitter from time to time. Okay.
Man, step back must be you gotta be like in your 30s, bro. Cause I don't think people nowadays be going on forums anymore like that.
Right.
Like be on them websites.
Like the Clutch fans.
Arguing with people under news articles.
Step back takes when I first heard his name, I thought he was step back from Twitter. Yeah. But I had to remember, that's step back And he be going through it. He be going through it with his James Harden.
He been down and out.
He been down bad the last 2 years, bro.
2 years, bro.
Zachary Sands says, Space and Frank, what y'all thought about David Fitzdale becoming our new head coach if they let Stephen Silas go this offseason?
I really don't remember his system to say anything about that.
When he on Phoenix? When he the Phoenix coach before?
Nah, he was
Memphis coach.
Yeah, Memphis. He had the Knicks, I think, or did they?
Yeah, he had Knicks. He had the Knicks. I think he was on the Knicks.
Then he was the assistant coach on the Lakers, I think.
Yeah.
Where they won the championship.
On the bubble.
Yeah, I might be mixing all this up, but I feel like that's accurate. And then, I like his temperament. He's like I like dudes that can talk and like they get in dudes' face and they can like. I like active coaches. I ain't gonna lie, even if it's all cap. Like I like dudes that yell and like they be fired up. So,
yeah.
But I don't know his system to comment on him. I never paid attention to him like that, honestly.
Yeah, I'm almost in that same boat. I think because I think I was trying to get this point across the other day. When you building a rebuild, it's not like you're going to have this set of coaches for this amount of years to be bad. And then you just going to flip the script and go from this bad coach and this bad players the next year, and then we got our man from the for the future. It takes steps, and sometimes you'll take 2 steps back forward and take a step back before you get to where you're going. You know what I'm saying? So even if the next coach ain't the coach that leads us to the promised land or to wherever, he still have to be better than Silas is right now. He's got to get better results than Silas. So Silas only won 20-something games. Our next coach got to get us to the 30 to 35, 40 games on a regular. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, a lot of things happen, and we see, course of the league go and evolve, and some coaches is gonna get dismissed, and then you'll have, the opportunity to grab one of these top 5 coaches in the league, because you need almost like a top 5 coach to really contend, and that just don't happen. And we're gonna be bad in 2025, and then 2026 is gonna snap our finger. We're gonna get our coach. We're gonna get our this. And then it's gonna work like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. How you look at it, Frank?
Yeah, I mean, for the team, once again, looking at the way it usually rolls out, people change, man. They just gonna keep changing until they get somebody. The guys that are gonna be here, the guys that are gonna last, like you can look at Devin Booker, as an example of that. Obviously, you want them to keep improving, but I'm a slightly disagree, Space. Honestly, I think it's coaching, and like a good GM is so important that if you replace what you're saying assumes that like Stone and maybe even Silas are gonna stay. If they stay, then they have to have incremental improvement, or we're screwed. But honestly, I think you can go bring in a great GM and a great coach, and our team will be in the playoffs like in a year, because they're gonna bring in veterans. They're gonna put guys in the right positions they need to be in, play the guys the right minutes, prioritize who they need to prioritize, build a system that accentuates the strengths of other people. So because that's what usually happens. Is like, how does Monty Williams is able to get damn near double the wins coming into the same team? What changed with him and James Jones than Koskov and whoever the other dude was?
Chris Paul.
Facts. No, I'm talking about the year before Chris Paul even came. Remember,
in the bubble, when they was in the bubble and they went like 7-0 in the bubble.
It was like 7-0, but even the year they only won 19 games.
Yeah.
You think Coach Silas in any dream world with this team, if next year could pull off a 8-game winning streak?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they will have to be gone. We probably go through a whole nother cycle of coach and GM before we actually, what I'm saying? It's not like we're going to move on from Silas and Stone and be like, boom, these the guys. Now let's go. We championship bound.
Yeah, it take time. And usually 2 GMs and maybe 1 GM or a GM and a half and like 2 coaches. So we might get another coach that we don't like.
Yeah.
I hope not. And it'd be like, oh man, why we da-da-da-da? Then like maybe 5 years from now, it's finally the guy that comes in that puts it all together. Like, okay, Jalen is ready. Now I think it's a marriage between the high level talent you drafted over those years that have been suffering under that somebody can come in and help them out, and maybe even pair them up with somebody else, and then put them in a system that makes them better. And that's when you're like, okay, I found my groove. So, you know what I mean? It's going to go long, bro. I don't think next year is going to be it, honestly.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I'm thinking 25, 26.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we should be there. Like,
right.
We should be there, especially because we're going to get a couple of free agents somewhere. I think we should be there at 25, 26 for sure. If we ain't there by then, look out. We going to have some problems. Step Back Take says, yeah, but I changed to Step Back on here because Ghost used to F my name up. Khalib is Caleb, not Khalib. Oh, my bad. I was messing your name up, bro. My bad, bro. For real, I did not know. I can't
Let me
remember what his name was. Are you saying your
hold
name used
on.
to be Caleab and it's
Let me see
Khalib
this.
or
Let
Caleb?
me
I think I was
let me
calling him Caleb.
where we at? He on the clock now. Feeling differently. Leaks and D's. Okay, I'm trying to catch up. I gotta read this.
Yeah, come down a little bit further. Come down a
Further.
little bit further. Right on the step back take. I mean,
Okay, it says I see add step back is before that.
yeah, up
Oh,
one, up
okay.
one.
I changed to step back on here. Wait.
He talking
He's
about
not
his name.
actually. Oh, okay. He said step back because Ghost used to.
I chopped his name up too much.
Is Caleb not Khalib?
I can't believe I was calling him Khalib. I
Bro,
was calling him Khalib. It
step
must be
back,
spelled kind
step
of
back. Just ignore
different.
him, man. Y'all just don't mind space on the names.
Man, I'm bad with
Bro,
names, bro.
we in Houston. Well, we in Southeast Texas, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all
Like,
from Japan, Turkey, some people from the Middle East. Y'all just gotta bear with us.
bro, I did not know I was chopping your name up, bro. He said, man, fuck it. He don't know my name.
Hey, y'all correct us in the chat, man.
Oh
When we have
man.
looking dumb, correct us in the chat,
That's what I
please.
always tell him, bro. I always tell him, like, bro, if I'm saying something wrong or if I'm tripping, I got a crazy take, bro. Don't hesitate. Be like, nah, space, you tripping, bro. You tripping. You know what I'm saying? Let me know.
Let us know. Let me see. You Sugami, you gotta pronounce it in the chat. Let me. Who else? Sigamigs? Are we saying it wrong? Is this Saiga Migs? Or
Is
is
it?
it
Yeah, I think it's
Sagamai?
Sigamig, Saga Mogs,
All right.
Sigamig. I think
Let's
it's
see what
Sigamig.
Brandon said. I'm reading ahead, but he said he got a basic name. He's okay. Sigamig says Siga Migs. Okay, we've been saying it right. Sigma. He said you call him Sigma.
Oh, it is Siga Migs. I've been calling him Sigma, man. I be trying to read these things so fast, bro, and I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep it rolling. Man, my bad, man. I've been
Okay,
giving
man.
everybody their own name out here, man. I've been renaming boys out here, bro. Oh man.
Y'all correct us, man. Y'all correct us. Correct us.
Oh man, y'all,
Oh yeah,
y'all,
that's
y'all
funny.
crazy, dog. Y'all
That's
been,
funny.
man, and they been riding with it too, bro. They
Nah,
ain't
and you let
even,
them call you the wrong thing, bro. I swear that I would have cut spaced out on the chat.
bro.
Like, bro,
Hey, now that
his
I'm
name
looking
is
at it,
Khalid, bro.
it is Sigma Migs. I was calling him Sigma Migs.
Let me
Oh
see.
man, forgive me. Like I'm smoking, man. Hey, I'm high. Just leave me. Oh man, that's gonna be my excuse, man. That's gonna be my excuse, bro. Nah, but yeah, man. I'm sorry, bro, for chopping y'all names up for
Oh, the
real.
chop shop, bro. We chop up games and names. So what you mean?
Yeah, we chopping up everything. Yu Sugami. I hope I'm saying your name right. Yu Sugami. He says any opinion on Yuta Watanabe.
Man, that must be Mike's burner, ain't it?
I was just about to say, didn't somebody in the chat was just like drooling over him not too long ago?
Nah, that was Mike was saying he want us to trade Eric Gordon and I forgot who else for. Where's Utah now? In Brooklyn?
He's in Toronto, ain't he?
Nah, he's in Brooklyn. I
Oh,
think.
he's in Brooklyn. I think he is in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he wanted what's the shooter they got over there? The one that can't shoot no more. Oh Lord.
Um, the little white guy.
Dude. Yeah, white dude with the long hair. Let me look him up. But he wanted him in Utah. I was like, don't we have enough forwards? He really like you. I've seen him. The only thing I remember from him is Anthony Edwards crucifying him and KJ Martin pinning him. No, that was Jalen Green that pinned his shot to the glass when we played them last year. I ain't gonna lie, that's the only thing I really know Utah.
I seen him block somebody's shit before too, though.
Oh, okay. I've seen AD send him to where the Lord of the Rings was filmed.
Yeah.
And and that's the Jalen block where he just pinned him and he fell to the ground and KJ dunked it. But I don't know. I guess he must be nice because this is the second time I'm hearing people clamor for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he kind of like
Joe Harris, yeah, get away.
Joe
Just say that.
Harris, that's his name. I think he kind of like the rookie that the Spurs just drafted this year
Oh,
with
nah,
the
he can shoot a
with
little
the
bit.
blonde hair with the what's his
Nah, that
name?
dude can't shoot, bro. That's
No, I know he's more like a Dennis Rodman type guy. Dang, what is that guy name?
yeah, it's late. Let me see. I'm gonna look him up.
I can't think of. Bro,
He's from
I'm
Baylor. I know
getting
he's from Baylor. Jeremy Sokan.
so
Yeah,
can
Sokan.
so can yeah. I think he more of like that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
I don't know nothing. I mean, I haven't really paid attention to him, but I'm sure he's good. I don't know. To me, any player, if they're not a point guard, I really don't care. Like, because they just add more dudes that our guards are going to ignore. So before they do anything coming back should include, even if it's a back, like the end of the bench guy. Just give me a point guard. Like, so then we can start talking.
all right, yeah, because that is the wheel that keep everything going. Where we at? Where we at? Sigga Mig says Stone is good at drafting, but his trades are weird. I agree with you so much on that, Sigga Migs. I agree. Like it's been a few head scratchers from Stone as far as drafting wise. You want to take that? Nah, you good. I mean, it is. I mean, he is right on point with that. He is weird at trading.
The trades,
Um,
yeah. The Tice thing, that was a free agent signing. That was a head scratcher. Taking back Schroeder and just letting him walk, head scratcher. Yeah, it's even the Harden trade. Some questionable
Go ahead
things
and
in there
yeah. I was about to
with
say I got to give Mike some. We should have kept
yeah,
Jared
with the
Allen.
Allen, even Jared Allen, possibly flipping him. Or if you're gonna want to tank, you could still tank with Jared Allen. That was definitely honestly you could probably just kept him and he'd be a perfect big in this team right now. Um, yeah, but and also with the players we have on our roster currently, overvaluing your guys where the market doesn't say they're that value, and missing out on trading Eric Gordon when he was at his peak. When
Yeah.
Eric Gordon was playing so good at the end of 2021, coming into 2022, this dude was balling, shooting the best from three in his career, damn near, playing great defense, and you couldn't capitalize on that. So the version you got now is like half of that, and you're not going to get anything close to what you could have got. Because they said they had first round picks on the table, but they wanted lottery picks. Like, who the hell is going to give you a lottery pick for
Eric Gordon, bro? What is they thinking about?
So, yeah, man, he's to me his test is next year.
Yeah, Swagger D says Stone accumulating assets. He still got a lot of cap and picks. Yeah, I think he's more of a because he's not really doing a good job as constructing a good, very good, cohesive roster. For sure. Emmanuel Arias says starting minutes should be corrected. I think the starting lineup need to be corrected, especially when Eric Gordon starts. That got to be either KJ. It got to be KJ. I'm not gonna even campaign for Tari to start at all. No, not right now. Here we go. AK Infinity says the silence blame comes from not using the players he has better. Can't slander Stone yet because he would. What was he supposed to do to bring Houston that actually wanted to be here and made sense? Yeah, I mean he Stone was in the bad. That's why I think he got a little longer leash than Silas because Stone can fire Silas if anything look bad. For sure. Sigga Mig says eight game winning streak after a 22 game losing streak. Man, that was last year he talking about, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was last year. Let's see. James Pierce says Tillman says he expects more wins than last year. The way we going, we looking like we gonna have more wins than last year. Um,
Yeah, aside from that, remember we won 7 in a row last year and still finished with what we finished. So I'm not gonna. We still could lose more games than last year. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Because you would think, imagine we won 7 games in a row right now. You think, man, we about to win 30 games. Them jokers ended up winning what 20 or
yeah,
22 or
it
something.
got dark. It got
So
dark after them
that's what I'm
seven
saying.
games.
So yeah, I wouldn't put too much stock into this part of the season because flip this around. Y'all remember when James Harden and Chris Paul and our teams, we always started off slow. Like some of these veteran teams, they just going through the motions, man. If y'all remember, they don't turn up till after All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these young teams get these victories like, oh, this the team. It's always like Charlotte. This the year for Charlotte. They're 500 or they're fourth in the West. Then the new year come and all that stuff go away because people wake up like, all right, it's time. The playoffs are close. So it's just at least we're in games, but I wouldn't put too much stock into it because even the games we win, there's always circumstances around them. And which is okay. And one stat I've seen somebody point out that is significant is that we beat all the bad teams like us. Mm-hmm. So that I like to see. That tells me that our talent is on point and that we actually are, we're better than most of the bad teams if it just comes to just straight up talent. So that is props to Stone and to Coach Silas for doing that. But as far as like just being a competitive team, it's too early to make any judgment about how many games we gonna win. We could damn near still win 15 games, bro.
Yeah, I mean, last year didn't teach us anything. If you already putting some dubs on the board because they can come few and far in between. Like we actually we doing good right now. We got like 6 wins out of what 15. So yeah, man, we actually on a little bit of arc right now that's trending upward than last year, but you just never know when the wheels fall off. You just never know. Step back. Tay says I'm from Acres Home. Half the time I be at work, so when I hear it, I can't really do nothing at the moment. I just got home right now. Okay, step back. Be out there pulling night shifts, huh? Get your money on, brother. Get your money on,
bro.
Yes, sir.
Mudbone. Shout out to Acres Home.
Shout out to Acres Home, man. Outside out there. Yeah, for sure. Mudbone says, when will y'all start taking callers? Hey, man. Man. Go ahead and let them know, Frank. We been saying, bro.
Yeah, if y'all would like to because y'all remember, Space always asks, anybody that wants to join, come up. You could even literally be on camera with him. He would put the link in the chat box and nobody would ever come up. So if y'all think if we wanna get back to that, we'll post it. We'll put a poll in the community and y'all let us know. If so, what we can do, because I don't know if we can do it on this new platform he got with all this interactive stuff, but we could do alternating shows where we'll go on the other platform and be able to bring people in live and y'all could be able to speak to the audience. So if y'all want that, we're going to post it in the community. To see the post in the community, you got to be subscribed to the channel. So if you're not subscribed, stop false claiming in this chat. Go subscribe because you just false claim. Go ahead and hit the subscribe and join the channel.
Yeah, I mean, I can pretty much bring them in just like you was. Like how I do send you that link and have them just like you, just like I'm talking to you. They can do that whenever, truthfully. But we'll
from my end, it's a little lag, so I gotta if I put it on YouTube to see what it's saying, or it's like there's a delay there. So that's the only thing that they would have to be cognizant of.
Yeah. It will lag a little bit. It's a little delay in between here and there when it's transferring, but yeah, I mean, we always welcome. Like when I first started doing these, I always would say, hey, I posted the link. I posted the link maybe like 2 weeks straight, and I was giving out invitations. Come up here. I need somebody to rock with me. Nobody. I think one dude came up, bro. No, two dudes came up. The one dude, who was that? He had his shirt off.
Oh yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I forgot his name.
I can't remember his name, but he came up, and then there was another guy he called. But everybody else, they just like to chat. I even told him, like, man, I don't want to read y'all comments all day, bro. Come up here and let me hear your voice and let y'all get it off. But yeah, bro, we that more than welcome to get up, come up here, and whoever we can fit up here, y'all can come up here and get your takes off. Cause I would rather for y'all to say what y'all got to say than me, translating or saying y'all names wrong and doing all this crazy stuff because I kind of be moving kind of fast. It's kind of, I got to keep y'all entertained. I got to make sure I'm doing everything on point. So, yeah, man, it'll help me out if y'all come up and just don't use the chat so much. Yeah, but for sure, whenever y'all ready, y'all can come up. Here we go. Brandon Simpson says, go said, F it, I keeps a gallon of tea. Oh, yeah, man, you see me drinking my tea. Yeah, man, I had to, man, all this talking, man, I'm not really a talkative person, whether y'all believe it or not. I'm really a quiet dude. Like, the most I talk is even on this chat, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this the most time I really talk ever. Like, I chat, even ask Frank, like, I chat in the chat sometimes, but a lot of times I'm a low-key guy, so me talking this much is kind of I'm not used to talking this much so much, so yeah, I got to keep something beside me to keep my mouth from drying up. My lips gonna start turning all crackhead white, and y'all gonna be laughing at me, making memes of look how Space looking, he crackhead.
Out there looking like Kawhi.
Oh man, for real, huh? Straight up. Or looking like KD's back of his heels. Oh man, for sure. Terry Agent, what's good, Terry? Terry say, what's up, Space and Frank, Chop Shop Live, for sure, Terry. Appreciate you, brother. Zach says, Space and Frank, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the Rockets was going to look at Sam Cassell as the head coach when Harden and Westbrook was still here before they made the decision on Silas?
Yeah, I heard his name.
I think it was Kenny Smith.
Oh yeah, it was Kenny.
I think it was Kenny. Because
right.
if I'm not mistaken, Cassell was in the Clippers. He was over there at the Clippers at the time under Ty Lue. And
yeah, it was. I thought they did. Maybe it was both of them, but the Kenny Smith one is random because I don't think he's ever coached.
He haven't. But he was trying to look into it. I know for sure. Maybe was it Kenny Smith? I think it was Kenny Smith, bro.
I think I heard somebody might have said some rumors about him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Kenny. I mean, I like his breakdowns on TNT. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's formidable. Oh man, my bad. I keep pressing this button. My bad. I just don't know about. I don't know if I want a first time head coach again. I want somebody with some experience, a little cachet. I mean, at least been on a team that's the one before. You know what I'm saying? Like, got a track record to where he's been a student of the game. Yeah, I just think I don't want no startup guys no more. Not after Silas. I think the next guy needs to be an established head coach.
Yeah, I would say, or at least one that comes from an established tree of coaches.
Right.
Like an assistant on a team that's actually good and won. Because remember, we went through Silas's history, and I don't know if he's been in a winning situation yet. So, I want somebody that's been there, done that. There's a poll on Twitter right now that Itamar put up, and it says, pick a coach to replace Silas. It got 1,300 votes. The number one leading vote getter is Frank Vogel. Number two is Holland slash Abdul Fattah. Number three is Other. And number four is randomly Terry Stotts. I don't know why Frank Vogel is leading the votes. I guess because he's a defensive coach.
I was about to say maybe it's defensive wise. I mean, he is technically a championship coach, but like you always say, any team with LeBron on there is like an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he would have that ring without LeBron and the bubble. But I didn't mention his name before, but it was more in context of coaches that's not really coaching that have at least some type of playoff experience and acumen and then really rebuild like up from the ground up, because he kind of rebuilt in Indiana. I'm not just gonna. I mean, if you ever was in one of them Lakers spaces, man, them Lakers guys was not happy with Frank Vogel. This was even before Russ.
Yeah, but what I figured, bro, every fan base hates their coach. I mean, there's Warrior spaces that hate Steve Kerr. So, like, we're not alone. I don't think there's anybody that's happy ever, any fan base in general that's just like, oh, we love our coach. Hell, some of the Toronto people don't like Nick Nurse.
That's crazy to me.
But the Vogel thing, I don't know. It definitely would be a big upgrade over Silas. But I feel like him and Silas would actually be a good pairing.
Let Silas run the offense.
Not even.
Not the offense. No.
Yeah, I don't want him in it. Just like as a X and O's like schematics guy, but I guess he got to bring his offense if that was the case.
Yes. So, I don't want Silas offense nowhere around us no more. I want something totally different. Like, hey, Kenny Atkinson, he's sitting on the Warriors bench. If we want to run that Warrior style type, motion type offense, hopefully he comes and brings some of that to the team. I'm trying to remember how good was he for Brooklyn. I mean, I know he was good. He developed, a couple of those guys like Allen and what's the little boy? What's the little guy name that we always Jared Allen. I mean, not Jared Allen.
D'Angelo.
No. The darker skinned guy. The dark skinned guy.
The big?
No, the dude that they always say we should have kept.
The inefficient. That's,
man, why I can't remember his name?
Little nephew.
Karis LeVert.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jared LeVert, bro. I seen that story they had. A feature on him that his uncles and all of them was just singers.
Karis LeVert, he's part of Gerald LeVert. I mean, he from that family tree?
Yes, bro.
I did not know that. I'm today years old, bro.
Yeah, I found out like when the trade happened. But yeah, just a random thing. Yeah, he is from the LeVert, the Gerald LeVert, the singer. That's his uncle. His dad's brother. Yeah.
Bro, I would never have guessed that. Dog. For real. Kenny S says 3 coaches I think will be interested in Sam Cassell, Kenny Smith, Dowdy leaves TNT, and Mark Jackson probably won't leave ESPN. I'm good on one of those 3. Sam Cassell, I say give a look at. The other 2. I'm not moved by either one of them. Here we go. Rob Cortell says late to the chat, but man, I'm tired of Silas. All right, man. Boy, come straight and get on Silas' neck for sure. He said he'll probably be a great coach for a mature team. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we can say that. I think I could coach somewhat KD and all them guys. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's what
some
Steve Nash was doing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think I could be any worse than Steve Nash. And what you think? Uh, yeah, but for sure. Uh, I don't know about Silas. I mean, we seen, but he wasn't. He did have Rick Carlisle over there with Dallas too, and
Yeah, Rick,
I
Rick
like Rick
Carlisle.
Carlisle, man.
Rick Carlisle, a hard ass, bro. I
Yeah,
heard that dude was a jerk. So that takes care of that. You know what I
the
mean? So it's a
discipline and
different.
falling in line, and
Yeah, yeah. It's different when that's on you. That's why I always said the experience as a assistant coach is cool, but it's not the same. Like you're not in charge of the whole team. You're not in charge of decisions that impact everybody. You feel me? It's
mm-hmm.
almost like you're doing like you're the manager of the team, bro. You get to fire and hire people. You get to decide which direction the team goes in, and as an assistant, you just don't have that power. You know what I mean? You focus
Yeah,
on your X and O's, and that's pretty much it. And with the players and all that.
yeah. Facts. Brandon Simpson said Quinn Snyder always had Utah competitive with decent talent. Playoff record ain't that nice though. And you know what? Now that we looking at this whole Rudy Gobert, then got traded, went to Minnesota, and it seemed like he created that team, bro. Like I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it wasn't Quinn Snyder's fault that they kept on coming up short, man. Like they had a negative guy offensively, even though he's so good defensively. He rightfully sold and won what like 3 defensive MVPs. He's that good defensively. But to be offensively, to have that guy just like a black hole to where he don't contribute much offensively at all, that's a bit much to get over to overcome for any team.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just how I think. So maybe Quinn Snyder, maybe maybe he ain't a bad idea to even look at. You know what I'm saying? He really not. I mean, he is a quality coach. He just ran into the Harden Rockets too many times.
Yep.
Here we go. AK Infinity says, what established coach would even want to come here and why? Money, I guess. But I don't know if that's gonna be a plus with a cheap Tillman as your owner. Like, I don't think they just handing out money until I don't think we're gonna get a good coach until we right on that cusp of winning. Like Tillman, I don't think he's just gonna overpay for a coach at all. I think he's got to see that we got the talent. We have all the other ducks in a row to say now all we need is that coach to put the cherry on top. And $10 million a year, is gonna be worth it in the long run because he's gonna get us to where we need to go.
Well, he Tillman gonna be on the clock too, because I don't know if Houston gonna be able to keep going like this for another 2-3 years as he figures that out. Because the only thing I'm gonna say I don't like about Houston fans is we too loyal to our sports teams, man.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean by like y'all see how trash the Texans been these past few years. Not all the nonsense going over there, but y'all still pack out Toyota. I mean NRG.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all pack out NRG every Sunday, painting your damn face, cheering for the team. And what's the incentive for them to feel like they under the pressure? There's no pressure because they selling tickets, they selling merch. Like, you know what I mean? If take a page out of some of these other teams, man. When they teams stink, they putting on the bags over their face at the games.
Yeah.
People boycotting in front of the stadium. Like, Houston be friendly sometimes, man. Our media, the fans. So I don't know. I think Tillman will act on it because I feel like he is a type of guy that likes the perception of himself around the city because he is a socialite in the Houston world. You know what I mean? He rubs elbows with the mayor, politicians, with athletes, with former athletes, with rappers. Him and 50 and all these famous people. And I don't think he wants to be the guy that owns the worst team in the league for like 3, 4, 5 years in a row. So hopefully his ego puts a lot of incentives on the people downhill to like, y'all got to stay on top of your game. But I don't know how much longer the city gonna be supportive, because you can see our chats. People just come in here talking about fire Silas. They don't even say good morning or get up. Five Silas. That's the first thing you say in the chat. Like, hey, good. What's up to you too? Five Silas. All right, bro.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. Next year they might be calling for, sell the team. Ain't that the next logical step? Sell the team.
Sell the
Sell the team.
team. Yeah.
So
Facts.
they got to get it right.
Facts, bro. Here we go. Where we at? The Houston Ghoul. What's good, Houston Ghoul? He said we should definitely look for another coach that emphasizes a dynamic playing style. I agree. Appreciate you for joining us, by the way, the Houston Ghoul. Josh Christopher Page, he said, F it, let's hire Jake from State Farm. Go ahead, boy. You can hire him. I'm gonna let you pay him out of your pockets. Yusugami says M.A. Udoka. I mean, I think he still got a little things he got to work through before he become a head coach again. I think they're gonna try to make him do some counseling and I'm pretty sure he's already going through that type of stuff already. So I think he might be shelved at least for probably another season before he really get another chance. Mudbone says I think Stone has done a okay job considering the circumstances around the team. Yeah, man, like we said, he haven't been perfect. He's made up with his drafting because of the lack of trading that he's been doing. Like they've been kind of, wishy-washy to say the least. Here we go. The real Marcus West says if Silas is overlooking the development of Jalen and Jabari because he wants KPJ to be his Luka, he needs to be fired. I agree. It's more than just one person over here. We had that whole regime with Harden where we just catered to him and look where it got us, nowhere, and a whole nother rebuild. So yeah, we can't make that same mistake. Mudbone says I do like Atkinson as the next coach. For sure. Kenny Ed says KPJ is not hindering the team. It's the defensive game plan. And all day shots just be off. It's a make or miss lead. True, but we can't just absolve KPJ of all his deficiencies when we see him every night in and night out. He's just a mixed bag. He just got too much on him, man. He really do. I think they need to just go and release him from his. I would say this, Frank. If it ever become the day to where we keep KPJ, and just put him in a more secondary role option, I think we'll get the best out of KPJ, and I think he'll feel so free. I don't think he realizes how stressed he is. You know what I'm saying? To have to organize everything, get everybody the right shots, get everybody this, in that as a point guard. Like once you relinquish some of that, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Everybody out there, we didn't have jobs, we didn't have hard jobs, we didn't have just jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like once we get to the point to where we think we got it all figured out, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of easier from just to make that translation, you know what I'm saying, between this is what I gotta do and this is what I have to do, and I think KPJ is just overwhelmed with what he think he have to do and what he think he gotta do. Like I don't think it's registered. He's like, oh yeah, I gotta make this pass, but like he's fighting the urge of, but I want to do this. Like he can't take that scoring and that mind frame out, from out of his brain. And it's kind of, you see two different KPJs sometimes, just the way he looks. Like he don't know whether he want to do this or do that. So
yeah, I think for him, even for the Rockets, it didn't have to be all or nothing. That's been my whole thing. Like you could have gradually got him into the role while still cultivating everybody else and keeping the structure of the team. I just don't understand this approach where you just throw everything out, but people gonna make the beds and they gonna sleep in it. And to me, like the John Wall thing, John Wall could have definitely helped Kevin Porter and Jalen and Shangun and everybody on the roster. And until they traded him in his expiring season, but they decided that that wasn't somehow that was a bad thing. Like I still don't know why. And even hearing John Wall's interviews, he even told him he didn't mind coming off the bench. So I'm not even sure what their deal was, but we'll see. That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna see. But if Silas or Stone lose their job over decisions like this, it's on them. It's on them because it's been apparent from the beginning. If we make it out, that's cool. Honestly, I think Kevin Porter is a player that he can be what they're trying to make him be down the road in his career. But to me, they like you pointed out, Space. It's almost like he's being overwhelmed right now, and you can see him literally trying to think in the middle of a play. You can't. That's no. You can't play no sport like that. Where we can see you thinking, bro. You're gonna lose.
Cause you're going at half speed.
Yeah, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't think. At the game time, you should be second nature and just natural reactions because you've practiced all this. So it's at the point of practice is to make those real time reactions almost intuitive. Like you ain't got to think about it. You just know what to do. So we can see him thinking like, oh, should I make that pass? No, let me just keep. Like we can see that, and you got to slow it down, man. Just teach him little by little and let him watch somebody do it right, then practice with them on the court. Maybe some parts of the game, bro, I'm gonna run point. You just kind of, I'll get you going, or like we said, bring him and Bruno together. Hey, we down, bro. You, Bruno, and the Goon Squad, go out there, go wreak havoc, score some buckets, stuff like that. Like then kind of ease him into the role where he feels confident. He's learned enough and has a knowledge base where he can do multiple things, but. He's still growing. I'm not even gonna hold him over what Silas and Stone want to do because I feel like they could let go of Silas and he still be here, and maybe another coach would be like, "I seen what you can do, bro, and I think you're a great player, but let's just put you here.
Right.
Let's put you here and let's see what you do there." Almost like Russ with on the Lakers, right?
Darvin Ham, yeah.
Yeah, like I seen what you could do. I know you struggling. Let's try this. And just like Ham said, he had to tell Russ to just trust me. You just gotta trust me, and that's the type of talk somebody gonna have to have with Kevin Porter. I know you've been the starter. You gotta trust me, bro. I see it. I know you the starting point guard, but I'm telling you a 3, you a 2.
Right.
So hopefully, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna say fire Silas, but in my mind, I'm just thinking about I'm ready for the next thing. I don't care what they do, bro. I just don't like his offense. They could win every game. I don't like that offense.
Yes, sir. DJ Generation, appreciate you for the $20 super chat. He says, leaving my gig, just wanted to show love. We appreciate that, DJ Generation.
Man, top chat boss.
Man, that's the chat boss, man. That boy, he throws his weight around here, man. Yeah, bro.
Bro. This dude be at South by Southwest, bro. Where you be gigging at, man?
Oh no, he be gigging it though, huh? He's one DJ that keeps a gig, bro. For real.
Put us on some music, bro.
Straight up. I know he probably got some hidden artists that nobody know about. There's deep in his collection. Like, man, these boys better be next up. Yeah, DJ, bro.
He got crates, bro, with old vinyls in them, or you a digital DJ?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
Freeze needs to know, DJ. But yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that, DJ. You know how we rocking over here, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, but like I was saying, as far as KPJ go, sometimes you don't know how much of a burden something is on you until it's lifted. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, I don't really talk about nothing unless I've been through it before. Like, I didn't have one of these jobs that was terrible. You know what I'm saying? But it's what I had to do to make my money. You know, I had to go to work. I had to do this. So after a while, you get kind of used to certain conditions. You know what I'm saying? And then you get used to certain type of stress on you. And then I got laid off from that job. I had to go get another job. But I would not tell you, yeah, my pocket's probably a little funny. but I never felt more relieved because that job just wasn't the right job for me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would be a long way to go with KPJ. I think once we relinquish him from those strict rules of being a point guard and just say, hey man, go get a bucket, do what you do off the 6 man role. Like he will be, I think he will flourish, and we'll be like, man, KPJ could be a franchise player. Look at this man. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. But for sure, for sure. Here we go, here we go. Rob Cortez says, to be clear with my hypothetical second unit, KJ would start at the 3. EG will be elsewhere. I have no problem with that, buddy. As long as you said EG will be elsewhere, I'm on the board with you. Houston Gould says, it just feels like there's a gap or disconnection between the coaching staff and the players. Silas just don't got the talent to quickly diagnose what the situation calls for during games. It's not even during games. It's doing like stretches of games, like 5-6 games in a row. He'll keep doing the same thing, and and the casual fan will call it out, and he'll be too late adjusting. I know Frank, that gets on Frank's nerves.
Yeah, he got like a lag with his whatever his plans are, but yeah, it is what it is, bro. I'm even still thinking about that damn quote, man, with the KPJ lob threat thing. I don't know, man. That stuff rubbed me the wrong way. I'm gonna have to sit on that.
Yeah,
I know I'm gonna have to talk about it on the next little video I make, because that's crazy, bro.
That's
crazy,
yeah, that's just crazy thinking.
Just that is crazy.
For real, for real. Step back says, did y'all see my Knicks is Brunson comment? Nah, man, I must have skipped over. What was it, bro? What was it, man? Let me scroll back up. See what Step back talking about. Knicks is Brunson. Man, what was that? I don't see it. Maybe I just pass it up. I don't see it. Nah, I don't have to. It was when we were saying KPJ Luka. Oh, okay. Nah, I didn't see it, bro. I didn't see it. I must have skipped over it. Put it back in the chat. That'll be the last one we'll go over, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us like always over here at the Chop Shop, man. You know where to get your hot Rockets content from, like always. And I just appreciate y'all for coming out and rocking with us with a tanking team. I wouldn't say a tanking team, just a bad team. And y'all in here, it's almost 1 a.m, and we up in here chopping it up like we ain't at the barbershop, like we ain't got nowhere to go. But we appreciate everybody for liking, subscribing, sending this out, joining us out here at the Chop Shop. It was a good show, man. Y'all make it all worthwhile around here, man. Y'all keep us on our toes, man. Y'all, it's like family around here, man. We appreciate everything you do for us around here at the Chop Shop. Frank, let them know where to find you at if they don't know already.
FTank58 on Twitter, and making content on the Chop Shop channel. Y'all keep rocking with us, and we gonna keep doing what we do. But appreciate everybody for spending this time chopping basketball with us.
For sure. So before we get out of here, we're gonna go ahead and run back the list. Thank everybody for coming through. Neck deck personnel. I know I'm probably saying that wrong. That's one of the word names I know I'm saying wrong, bro. But I think it's neck deck. You know what I'm saying? Neck deck. I don't know, man. Now I'm kind of insecure about saying names, bro.
Nah. Personnel. Okay, we'll just call them personnel.
I think it's neck deck personnel. I think that's what it is. We appreciate you, bro, for coming by. Zachary saying, as always.
Oh, okay. You said you did good, bro.
Oh, okay. That's good. At least I got somebody name right. Harlan St. Clair, appreciate you. Swaggy D, appreciate the real Marcus West. Josh Christopher fan page. AK Infinity. Rob Cortez. The Houston Ghoul, appreciate you. Pedro L. And who we got? Mudbone. Kenny S.
Let's see who we missing. I know it's like BCS or somebody was in
Oh
here
yeah,
earlier.
BCS 25,
Terry came through. Brandon Simpson.
Brandon Simpson, James Pierce.
Getaway.
Step back takes as always. Sigga Mig, Sigga Mig, Sigga
Sigma.
Mig, Sigga. DJ Generation, like always, the chat boss. Yeah,
Yo, Marcus.
man.
Yeah, shout out to all y'all,
Oh
bro.
yeah, man. Alex Vargas, for sure, the same as well. Man, y'all make it worthwhile around here. So we'll see y'all in the next game. You know when the next game is, Frank? Sunday,
Monday.
right?
Now it's Monday. Damn, a back to back to back, bro. NBA really trying to get us
Oh
wins.
yeah,
But nah,
today's Saturday. Yeah, I'm tripping,
well,
bro.
it's Sunday now, so I guess it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be Monday.
Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate everybody for coming out, man. Y'all do it like y'all do it. Hug your family, love them. We only here for a little while, man. You never know when we gone. Appreciate much love from the Chop Shop. Everybody's keep it with us, man. We gonna get through it, man. We gonna look back on these days and laugh, bro. Michael Fisher, what's good? Appreciate you, Michael Fisher, for coming through. But yeah, like we always do around here, we gonna chop it up. Appreciate everybody for coming out. Appreciate my boy Frank for stopping through, making the stream lit like always. And we gonna get at y'all when we get at y'all. Holla at y'all boys. Let's go, Rockets.
Rockets.